अस्सलामुअलैकुम व्यूअर्स, आप देख रहे हैं अनाविया पाक टीवी ड्रामा रिव्यू और हम आप सबसे एक अहम राय लेना चाहते हैं। हम अपनी वीडियोस इस वक्त इंग्लिश में बना रहे हैं, लेकिन हम ये जानना चाहते हैं कि आपको हमारा कंटेंट किस ज़बान में देखना ज़्यादा पसंद है। क्या आप चाहते हैं कि हम अपनी वीडियोस इंग्लिश में जारी रखें या फिर आप उर्दू में वीडियोस देखना पसंद करेंगे? व्यूअर्स, आपकी राय हमारे लिए बहुत अहम है, क्योंकि हम चाहते हैं कि आपको वही कंटेंट मिले जो आप आसानी से समझ सकें और एंजॉय कर सकें। इसलिए बराए करम कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताएं कि आप किस ज़बान में हमारी वीडियोस देखना चाहते हैं, ताकि हम उसी के मुताबिक अपने कंटेंट को बेहतर बना सकें। साथ ही हमें ये भी ज़रूर बताएं कि आप हमारी वीडियोस कहाँ से देख रहे हैं, कौन से शहर या मुल्क से आप हमें देखते हैं, ताकि हमें अपने व्यूअर्स के बारे में बेहतर अंदाज़ा हो सके। आपकी लोकेशन जानना हमारे लिए इसलिए भी ज़रूरी है ताकि हम आपके मुताबिक टाइमिंग और कंटेंट को मज़ीद बेहतर बना सकें। अगर आप चाहते हैं कि हम उर्दू में वीडियोस बनाएं या इंग्लिश में ही जारी रखें, तो अपनी राय कमेंट में ज़रूर दें। आपकी हर राय हमारे लिए कीमती है और हम कोशिश करेंगे कि आपकी पसंद के मुताबिक ही वीडियोस बनाएं। अगर आपको हमारा कंटेंट पसंद आ रहा है तो हमारी चैनल अनाविया पाक टीवी ड्रामा रिव्यू को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें, वीडियो को लाइक करें और अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करें। अपनी राय का इजहार लाजमी करें, क्योंकि आपकी सपोर्ट ही हमारी कामयाबी की असल वजह है। अब चलते हैं ड्रामे की तरफ। In episode 21 of Ghulam Badshah Sundari, the story opens with a deeply emotional tone that captures the essence of divine love. Ghulam Badshah finds himself lost in thoughts of Sundari, feeling that his love for her is not ordinary, but something blessed and destined. He reflects on how this feeling carries a unique intensity, something that cannot be explained in simple words. Sundari's presence in his life has changed everything, making even the smallest moments feel meaningful. Ghulam Badshah begins to realize that his heart has already chosen Sundari without any hesitation. The connection feels spiritual, as if it was written long before they even met. His emotions grow stronger with every passing moment. He feels drawn toward her in ways he cannot control. Love slowly becomes the center of his existence. Every thought, every breath seems connected to Sundari. This realization both comforts and unsettles him at the same time. Ghulam Badshah recalls the moment when his feelings for Sundari first began. It seemed like everything happened in an instant, as if love found its way into his heart without permission. He remembers walking beside Sundari, feeling a strange yet beautiful calmness. That moment stayed with him, turning into a memory he cannot let go of. Sundari's presence brought warmth into his life, something he had never experienced before. Ghulam Badshah realizes that his heart has quietly shifted toward her. There was no warning, no preparation, just a sudden emotional connection. He begins to understand that this is not something temporary. The feeling is deep, rooted, and undeniable. Sundari unknowingly becomes his strength and his weakness. This thought overwhelms him. As the emotions deepen, Ghulam Badshah begins to feel restless in Sundari's absence. He starts searching for her everywhere, even in places where she has never been. Her absence creates a strange emptiness in his heart. The world around him feels incomplete without her presence. Every moment reminds him of her smile, her voice, and her presence. He finds himself questioning where she is and why she is not with him. The longing becomes unbearable. Sundari becomes more than just a person. She becomes a feeling that lives inside him. This constant search reflects the depth of his love. Ghulam Badshah cannot escape these emotions. At the same time, Ghulam Badshah struggles with his own limitations. He wonders what he can truly offer Sundari in return for her presence in his life. He feels that he does not have enough to give her the life she deserves. This thought creates a deep sense of insecurity. He compares his reality with her worth and feels inadequate. Despite his strong emotions, he believes his love alone may not be enough. This inner conflict makes him question himself. Sundari deserves happiness, and Ghulam Badshah fears he may not be able to provide it. This fear slowly starts to grow inside him. The idea of losing Sundari becomes the most painful thought for Ghulam Badshah. He cannot imagine a life where she belongs to someone else. This thought creates a deep emotional reaction within him. His love turns into a form of possessiveness, not out of control, but out of deep attachment. Sundari is no longer just someone he cares about. She has become his entire world. The idea of sharing her with someone else feels impossible. Ghulam Badshah's emotions reach their peak in this moment. He realizes how deeply he is connected to her. This connection defines his existence. As the episode progresses, Ghulam Badshah's emotions begin to intensify even more, making it difficult for him to focus on anything else. Every moment without Sundari feels heavy and incomplete. He tries to distract himself with daily life, but nothing seems to work anymore. Sundari's thoughts keep returning, stronger than before. Ghulam Badshah realizes that this is not just love, it is something much deeper and uncontrollable. His heart refuses to listen to logic. The more he tries to ignore his feelings, the more powerful they become. Sundari's absence begins to shape his entire mood. He becomes quieter, more reflective, and emotionally vulnerable. His love starts defining his personality. This emotional shift becomes clearly visible. Sundari, on the other hand, also feels a subtle change in her connection with Ghulam Badshah. She notices the way he looks at her, filled with unspoken emotions. There is a silence between them that carries meaning. Sundari begins to feel that something is changing, something that cannot be ignored anymore. She feels both comfort and confusion. Ghulam Badshah's presence brings her peace, yet his intensity creates uncertainty. She starts questioning her own feelings. This emotional tension adds depth to their relationship. Both characters are now standing at a point where emotions are becoming undeniable. Ghulam Badshah starts expressing his emotions in indirect ways. He cannot openly confess, but his actions begin to speak for him. He becomes more protective of Sundari, always looking out for her. Even small gestures carry deep meaning. Sundari begins to notice these changes. His care, his concern, and his silent support create a strong emotional bond. Ghulam Badshah hopes that Sundari will understand his feelings without words. This silent communication becomes powerful. It shows how deeply connected they are. Love grows stronger in silence. The emotional conflict within Ghulam Badshah continues to grow. He wants to be close to Sundari, yet he fears rejection. This fear holds him back. He starts questioning whether revealing his feelings would change everything. What if Sundari does not feel the same? This thought creates anxiety. He chooses silence over risk, but this silence becomes painful. His heart struggles between hope and fear. Sundari remains unaware of the full depth of his emotions. This tension built slowly. Meanwhile, Sundari begins to reflect on her own emotions. She realizes that Ghulam Badshah is no longer just a part of her life. He has become important. His presence matters to her. His absence creates a noticeable void. She starts understanding that her feelings are changing. This realization surprises her. She tries to understand what this connection truly means. Ghulam Badshah's sincerity touches her heart. Their bond begins to deepen naturally. Ghulam Badshah's love takes a more intense form as he becomes more emotionally attached. He begins to imagine a future with Sundari. These thoughts bring both happiness and fear. Happiness because he sees her as part of his life, and fear because he knows reality might not allow it. He feels trapped between dreams and limitations. Sundari becomes his hope. He starts believing that she is the reason for his happiness. This belief strengthens his emotions. The episode highlights the beauty of unspoken love. Ghulam Badshah and Sundari share moments that are simple yet powerful. A glance, a smile, or even silence becomes meaningful. These small moments define their connection. There is no need for grand expressions. Their emotions speak through their presence. This subtle storytelling adds depth to the narrative. It shows how real love often grows quietly.
However, reality begins to interfere with their emotions. Ghulam Badshah becomes more aware of the challenges ahead. Society, circumstances, and personal limitations create obstacles. He realizes that love alone may not be enough. This thought creates inner conflict. He begins to question his own decisions. Sundari's happiness becomes his priority. He starts thinking about what is best for her. Sundari senses that something is troubling Ghulam Badshah. His silence becomes heavier. She wants to understand him, but finds it difficult. This creates emotional distance between them. Even though they are close, there is something missing. Communication becomes limited. Both characters struggle to express their true feelings. This adds tension to the story. Ghulam Badshah's fear of losing Sundari grows stronger. He cannot imagine a life without her. This fear becomes his biggest weakness. It affects his decisions. He becomes more protective and emotional. Sundari starts noticing these changes. She begins to feel the intensity of his attachment. This realization makes her think deeply.
The episode beautifully portrays emotional vulnerability. Ghulam Badshah is no longer strong and confident. He is now deeply affected by love. His emotions make him human and relatable. Sundari also begins to open up emotionally. Their connection becomes more real. Both characters are now emotionally exposed. As time passes, their bond continues to grow. They begin to understand each other without words. This understanding creates comfort. Ghulam Badshah feels peace in Sundari's presence. Sundari also finds strength in him. Their relationship becomes a source of support. Despite this connection, uncertainty still remains. Ghulam Badshah cannot predict the future. He knows that things may not go as planned. This uncertainty creates tension. Sundari also feels this uncertainty. Both are aware that their journey will not be easy. The emotional depth of the story increases as both characters struggle internally. Their love is pure but complicated. Ghulam Badshah's devotion becomes stronger. Sundari's emotions become clearer. They are now closer than ever before. The episode reaches a point where emotions are at their peak. Ghulam Badshah feels that he can no longer hide his feelings. Sundari senses this change. A moment of truth approaches. Both are on the edge of emotional realization. As the story moves forward in Ghulam Badshah Sundari episode 21, the emotional tension between Ghulam Badshah and Sundari reaches a new level of intensity. Ghulam Badshah begins to feel that silence is no longer enough to carry the weight of his emotions. His heart pushes him toward a decision, one that he has been avoiding for a long time. Sundari, too, senses a shift in his behavior, noticing how his words have become fewer but his expressions more intense. Their moments together start feeling heavier, filled with unspoken truths. Ghulam Badshah struggles internally, questioning whether confessing his love will bring them closer or tear them apart. The fear of rejection still holds him back. However, his growing attachment refuses to let him stay silent forever. Sundari's presence becomes both his comfort and his greatest challenge. This moment marks a turning point in their relationship. The emotional buildup becomes undeniable. The audience can feel that something significant is about to happen. Ghulam Badshah finally gathers the courage to express his emotions, but even then his words come out indirectly. He speaks in metaphors, hinting at his feelings without directly confessing them. Sundari listens carefully, trying to understand the depth behind his words. There is a silence between them that speaks louder than any dialogue. Sundari's heart begins to race as she starts realizing what Ghulam Badshah is trying to say. His vulnerability becomes visible, making the moment even more emotional. He no longer hides behind strength. Instead, he shows his true self. Sundari feels a mixture of emotions: surprise, confusion, and a hidden sense of happiness. The connection between them becomes stronger in this moment. It feels like their hearts are finally communicating. This scene captures the beauty of incomplete yet powerful confessions. After this emotional exchange, Sundari finds herself lost in deep thought. She reflects on everything that has happened between her and Ghulam Badshah.
His words keep echoing in her mind, making it impossible for her to ignore the truth. She begins to question her own feelings, trying to understand whether she feels the same way. The realization starts to slowly settle in her heart. Ghulam Badshah is no longer just someone important. He has become someone she cannot imagine losing. This thought surprises her. She feels both happiness and fear at the same time. The idea of accepting this love brings uncertainty. Sundari's emotional journey becomes more complex. She stands at a point where her decision will change everything.
Ghulam Badshah, on the other hand, begins to feel anxious after expressing his emotions. He starts overthinking every word he said. Did Sundari understand him correctly? Did he say too much or too little? These questions disturb his peace of mind. He becomes restless, waiting for a response that may or may not come. Sundari's silence feels heavy to him. He fears that he might have complicated their relationship. Despite this fear, a small part of him feels relieved. At least he has expressed what he felt. This inner conflict makes him emotionally vulnerable. His love now stands exposed, waiting for acceptance or rejection. Sundari finally begins to open her heart to the truth. She accepts that her feelings for Ghulam Badshah are real. This realization brings a sense of calmness. However, it also brings fear of what lies ahead. She knows that accepting this love will not be easy. There are challenges that they cannot ignore. Society, circumstances, and their own limitations stand in their way. Sundari begins to understand the weight of this relationship. Love is no longer just an emotion, it is a responsibility. This thought makes her stronger, yet more cautious.
The relationship between Ghulam Badshah and Sundari begins to transform. Their interactions become more meaningful. Every conversation carries emotional depth. They start understanding each other better than before. This connection brings comfort to both of them. However, the fear of losing each other still exists. This fear makes their bond even stronger. Ghulam Badshah becomes more protective. Sundari becomes more emotionally connected. Their journey enters a new phase. Despite their growing connection, external pressures begin to appear. People around them start noticing the change in their relationship. This creates tension. Ghulam Badshah becomes more cautious. Sundari feels the pressure of society. Their love is now being tested. They must decide whether to fight for it or let it go. This situation adds complexity to their story. Ghulam Badshah's devotion reaches its peak. He is ready to face any challenge for Sundari. His love becomes his strength. He no longer fears the consequences. Sundari sees this change in him. She realizes how deeply he cares for her. This realization strengthens her feelings. Their bond becomes unbreakable.
Sundari begins to support Ghulam Badshah emotionally. She becomes his strength in difficult moments. Their relationship now feels balanced. Both are equally invested. This mutual understanding creates stability. Love becomes their support system. The episode moves toward an emotional climax. Ghulam Badshah and Sundari share a moment that defines their relationship. It is not dramatic but deeply meaningful. Their silence speaks everything. This moment becomes unforgettable. After this moment, both characters begin to accept their reality. They understand that their journey will not be easy. However, they are willing to face it together. This decision marks a new beginning.
Ghulam Badshah feels a sense of peace after accepting his love. Sundari's presence gives him strength. He no longer feels alone. His emotions become stable. Sundari also finds clarity in her feelings. She accepts Ghulam Badshah as an important part of her life. This acceptance changes her perspective. Their relationship becomes stronger with trust. They start relying on each other. This trust becomes the foundation of their bond. However, challenges still remain. Life continues to test their love. They must stay strong. Their journey is far from over. Ghulam Badshah's character shows growth. He becomes more mature and responsible. Love changes him positively. Sundari also evolves as a character. She becomes stronger and more confident. Love gives her courage. Their story becomes an example of true love. It shows that love requires patience and sacrifice. The emotional depth of the episode leaves a strong impact. Viewers become connected to their journey.
As episode 21 moves closer to its emotional peak, the bond between Ghulam Badshah and Sundri becomes more intense and meaningful. Their connection is no longer hidden behind silence, as both of them start understanding each other without the need for words. Ghulam Badshah feels a strange sense of calm whenever Sundri is near him. At the same time, Sundri begins to realize that his presence has become a necessity in her life. Their shared moments carry emotional depth that cannot be ignored anymore. Even a simple glance between them feels powerful and full of meaning. The atmosphere around them changes whenever they are together. This moment reflects the true beauty of unspoken love. Both characters are now emotionally connected in a way that feels natural and real. Their relationship starts moving toward a turning point.
After this emotional connection, Ghulam Badshah begins to accept his feelings more openly within himself. He no longer tries to deny what his heart feels for Sundari. This acceptance gives him a sense of clarity and strength. However, along with this clarity comes a new fear of the future. He starts thinking about what will happen next. Sundari's importance in his life becomes undeniable. Every decision he makes now revolves around her. His love begins to shape his personality and his actions. He becomes more thoughtful and emotionally aware. This transformation highlights his character growth. Ghulam Badshah is no longer confused. He is certain about his feelings.
Sundari also begins to experience a shift in her emotions as she reflects on her bond with Ghulam Badshah. She realizes that her feelings are no longer simple or temporary. His presence has created a deep impact on her heart. She starts to miss him even when he is not around. This realization makes her understand the depth of her attachment. Sundari feels a mixture of happiness and fear. Accepting this love means stepping into a complicated reality. She knows that their journey will not be easy, yet she cannot ignore what her heart is telling her. This emotional conflict adds complexity to her character.
The relationship between Ghulam Badshah and Sundari continues to evolve as they grow closer emotionally. Their conversations become more meaningful and filled with hidden emotions. They begin to understand each other's pain, struggles, and dreams. This understanding strengthens their bond. Ghulam Badshah becomes more protective and caring towards Sundari. Sundari, in return, starts trusting him more deeply. Their connection becomes balanced and mutual. Love is no longer one-sided. Both characters are equally invested in this relationship. This balance makes their bond stronger and more stable.
However, as their relationship grows stronger, external challenges begin to appear more clearly. Society, family expectations, and personal limitations start creating pressure. Ghulam Badshah becomes aware that loving Sundari will not be easy. Sundari also begins to feel the weight of these challenges. Let circumstances control their lives. This conflict adds tension to the story. Ghulam Badshah shows a new level of determination as he decides not to give up on Sundari. His love becomes his strength rather than his weakness. He is ready to face any obstacle that comes in his way. This determination reflects his deep emotional commitment. Sundari notices this change in him. She begins to feel more secure in his presence. His confidence gives her courage. Their relationship becomes stronger through this shared strength. This moment highlights the power of true love.
Sundari's character also shows growth as she becomes more confident in her emotions. She no longer hides her feelings from herself. Instead, she starts accepting them with honesty. This acceptance makes her stronger and more independent. Ghulam Badshah's presence inspires her to believe in love. She starts seeing a future where they can be together. However, she remains aware of the challenges ahead. This balance between hope and reality defines her character. Sundari becomes emotionally mature. The emotional depth of the story continues to increase as both characters stand together against their fears. Ghulam Badshah and Sundari begin to support each other in difficult moments. Their bond becomes a source of strength for both of them. They start facing their problems together instead of running away from them. This unity makes their relationship stronger. Love becomes their motivation to move forward. This stage of their journey reflects true partnership.
As the episode nears its conclusion, the story highlights the beauty of love that is built on trust and understanding. Ghulam Badshah and Sundari's relationship becomes an example of emotional connection. Their journey shows that love is not always easy, but it is always meaningful. They learn to value each other's presence. Their bond becomes deeper with every challenge they face. This emotional growth makes their story more powerful. The impact of episode 21 leaves a lasting impression on the audience. Viewers become emotionally connected to Ghulam Badshah and Sundari's journey. Their struggles, emotions, and love feel real and relatable. The story successfully captures the essence of true love and sacrifice. Every scene adds depth to their characters. This episode becomes a memorable part of their story. It keeps the audience engaged and emotionally invested.
Sundari's character also shows growth as she becomes more confident in her emotions. She no longer hides her feelings from herself. Instead, she starts accepting them with honesty. This acceptance makes her stronger and more independent. Ghulam Badshah's presence inspires her to believe in love. She starts seeing a future where they can be together. However, she remains aware of the challenges ahead. This balance between hope and reality defines her character. Sundari becomes emotionally mature. The emotional depth of the story continues to increase as both characters stand together against their fears. Ghulam Badshah and Sundari begin to support each other in difficult moments. Their bond becomes a source of strength for both of them. They start facing their problems together instead of running away from them. This unity makes their relationship stronger. Love becomes their motivation to move forward. This stage of their journey reflects true partnership.
As the episode nears its conclusion, the story highlights the beauty of love that is built on trust and understanding. Ghulam Badshah and Sundari's relationship becomes an example of emotional connection. Their journey shows that love is not always easy, but it is always meaningful. They learn to value each other's presence. Their bond becomes deeper with every challenge they face. This emotional growth makes their story more powerful. The impact of episode 21 leaves a lasting impression on the audience. Viewers become emotionally connected to Ghulam Badshah and Sundari's journey. Their struggles, emotions, and love feel real and relatable. The story successfully captures the essence of true love and sacrifice. Every scene adds depth to their characters. This episode becomes a memorable part of their story. It keeps the audience engaged and emotionally invested.
Ghulam Badshah feels a sense of peace after accepting his love. Sundari's presence gives him strength. He no longer feels alone. His emotions become stable. Sundari also finds clarity in her feelings. She accepts Ghulam Badshah as an important part of her life. This acceptance changes her perspective. Their relationship becomes stronger with trust. They start relying on each other. This trust becomes the foundation of their bond. However, challenges still remain. Life continues to test their love. They must stay strong. Their journey is far from over. Ghulam Badshah's character shows growth. He becomes more mature and responsible. Love changes him positively. Sundari also evolves as a character. She becomes stronger and more confident. Love gives her courage. Their story becomes an example of true love. It shows that love requires patience and sacrifice. The emotional depth of the episode leaves a strong impact. Viewers become connected to their journey. Episode 21 of Ghulam Badshah Sundari ends on a powerful and emotional note, leaving viewers excited for what comes next. The journey of Ghulam Badshah and Sundari continues to grow with love, challenges, and deep emotions. Their story promises more twists, more drama, and unforgettable moments in the upcoming episodes. If you enjoyed this detailed review, don't forget to support our channel. Subscribe to Anaviya Pak TV Drama Review for more professional drama reviews, recaps, and updates. Stay connected for the latest Pakistani drama content. Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know your favorite moments. Thank you for watching and supporting our channel.